Oh, hey, I didn't see you there. You're looking kinda cute. Are you by any chance into feet? Well, how about my feet? Perfect! Welcome to Pokemon Facts, Easter Eggs, and Trivia. I'm your host, Alex Ogloza, and today I'm going to try to teach you something about the Pokemon series that you didn't already know. So sit down, buckle up, and let's do this. This video is brought to you by Loot Anime, the monthly subscription service for epic anime gear. Baron Alberto is that well-dressed dude from the movie The Rise of Darkrai who's trying his best to stop Darkrai from causing more trouble in Alamos Town. The thing is, in Japanese, Alberto's name is a pun on his Pokemon of choice, Licky Licky. In the original, Alberto is named Aruberuto, and Licky Licky's name is Beruberuto, causing the Baron to be called Baron Barrowbelt throughout the movie. However, in English, he keeps his name and is called Baron Licky Licky instead, completely eliminating the pun. But before we move on, there's actually another cool reference found in The Rise of Darkrai. Alice, one of the main protagonists introduced in the movie, has a hot air balloon that roughly appears to be based on a balloon berry, minus the fact that it's more balloon and less a berry. Do you by any chance remember Ekans and Koffing's discussion of how Pokemon can't be evil in the episode Island of the Giant Pokemon? Well, Meowth had immediately refuted this fact, and as the series has progressed, it appears as if he was right. A handful of evil Pokemon have since made an appearance in the anime, including a kleptomaniac Teddiursa who pinned his crimes on those around it, and a Togepi who gave everyone massive hallucinations and sent them off into space, basically because it could. Despite most of Magnemite's Pokedex entries stating that they're able to float through the air by employing powerful electromagnetic waves, or sometimes even anti-gravity, Magnemite does not have the ability to levitate, so it's still affected by ground-type moves. However, Game Freak kept this information in mind, and, starting in Generation 4, Magnemite was given the ability to learn Magnet Rise, which simulates Levitate for 5 turns, keeping it true to some of its original Pokedex entries. Then, in Generation 5, Magnemite became the single most traded Pokemon on the GTS. Why? Well, this was due to what was known as the Magnemite Chain, or Coil Chain in Japan, as Magnemite is called there. The Magnemite Chain was a scheme by which players could increase the number of visitors to their joint avenue in Black and White 2 by trading Magnemite back and forth on the GTS. The scheme originated with Japanese players and became popular worldwide, eventually turning Magnemite into the single most traded Pokemon on the system. Oh yeah, and while we're kind of on the topic, in the first generation games, there's an engineer with a level 18 Magneton. That's funny, that shit's supposed to evolve at level 30. Remember Eugene? Well, his 2 anime appearances characterized him completely differently. In the anime episode, For Ho-Oh the Bell's Toll, he was portrayed as being a proud and arrogant person with a slight superiority complex, forever in an obsessive pursuit for the legendary Pokemon Suicune. Then, in The Legend of Thunder, Eugene acts as an elderly father-like supervisor and is quite calm in most situations, being essentially his in-game self. And yet, both of these episodes were written by the same person. Pokemon Conquest was largely based on real people. Well, most of them, that is. Kunoichi is actually a generic term for a female ninja rather than a specific person. So instead of Kunoichi being a specific person from history, she was made up for the game. As far as the second one goes, while there were a few people named Kotaro Fuma throughout history, the Fuma clan themselves spread the idea that a man named Kotaro Fuma was a 7-foot-tall pale man with claws, wild red hair, and fangs. What we see in-game is basically a product of successful feudal-era marketing. Sina and Dexio are the names of Professor Sycamore's 2 assistants. But did you pick up on the meaning of their names? Sina is the Latin word for left, and Dexio is the Greek word for right, marking these 2 the figurative left and right hands of Professor Sycamore, and hence why they're his assistants. Remember Porygon? The poor guy who got banned from the Pokemon anime for something he never actually did. Well, guess what? He wasn't actually banned entirely. Porygon has had a number of cameos since the infamous Electric Soldier Porygon incident. For example, it has a brief appearance during a graphic display in a Chansey operation, as well as Clefairy Tales and Lights, Camera, Quaction. Oh, and there's also a brief showing during the World of Pokemon opening narration of the 4th and 5th movies, where it's shown floating behind a wire fence in a city, looking super sad. Gligar's normal sprite changed color 3 times throughout the Generation 4 games. No, I'm completely serious. Its colors for Diamond and Pearl, Platinum, and Heart Gold and Soul Silver are all different. What the heck? And yet, for some reason, its shiny coloring remained constant throughout all of these games. And finally, to finish up this week, I'm going to leave you with something that's a bit of a head scratcher. Despite not being able to walk on land, Timpole can be found in grass patches just outside Pinwheel Forest. Yeah. Hey everybody, thanks so much for watching this week's episode of Pokemon Feet. If you liked it, feel free to let me know with a like or a comment. Both of those are pretty freaking amazing. And if you think you could put up with me again, maybe even hit that subscribe button. I don't know, optional, but it'd be pretty cool. Anyway, thanks so much for watching this week. I hope you guys learned something, and I hope to see you next time on another episode of Pokemon Feet.
Who's that Pokemon?
Foot.
Cubchoo. Choo.
Foot.
Hey everybody, if you enjoyed this week's video, feel free to shout out Loot Anime for making it possible. For those of you who don't know, Loot Anime is a monthly mystery bundle of figures, collectibles, manga, apparel, accessories, and more from some of your favorite anime and manga series that follow a new theme every month. Guaranteed to have over a $60 value in every crate, this month's theme, Haunted, has arisen. Whether you're a benevolent being or something a little more sinister, this crate summons forth paranormal heroes and enemies to help you face the supernatural. We've manifested powerful collectibles from Tokyo Ghoul, Noragami, Ruby, and Soul Eater to help you survive dark forces and not-so-human encounters. It's regularly $24.95 plus shipping per month, but use our promo code below to get yourself a discount. And don't forget, subscribe by February 27th at 9 p.m. PST to receive this month's crate. Thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope to see you next time on another episode of Pokemon Feet.